Hey, everyone! In this video, I've got some news that might not sit well with JUSO fans, and it certainly upset me when I first heard it. If you're here to stay updated on Jay's latest developments, let me walk you through what happened, how it unfolded, and what it could mean moving forward. Trust me, I wasn't thrilled when I first found out about it either, but after thinking things through, I realized there might be a bigger plan behind it. So, let's break it down. Jey Uso's reign as Intercontinental Champion came to an abrupt end just 1 week ago on Monday Night Raw. In the main event, Jey lost his title to Braun Breaker in a match where outside interference was pretty much guaranteed. As expected, the Bloodline got involved, which didn't exactly come as a shock to anyone. Going into the match, we knew there was a strong chance of a title change, and unfortunately for Jey, things played out exactly as many predicted. The reason behind this booking decision seems to align with WWE's storytelling plans. With Survivor Series on the horizon, the company looks set to stage a Bloodline vs. Bloodline match, possibly even in a War Games setting. There's also a chance that Crown Jewel could feature key developments in the storyline. Jey's involvement in the title picture felt like a way to keep him relevant for the time being, but the truth is, WWE might have had their sights set on building towards something bigger. What made this situation sting even more is that Jey's reign as Intercontinental Champion was painfully short. According to WrestleVotes Radio, Jey now holds the unfortunate record of having the shortest Intercontinental title reign for a first-time champion since Finn Balor in 2019. Balor's reign ended at Elimination Chamber in a match that also involved Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. It's a bit frustrating because it felt like Jey could have held the belt longer and used it to build momentum. Instead, his title reign ended abruptly, leaving fans wondering if it was all part of a larger strategy to push the Bloodline narrative forward. Now, it's easy to see why WWE wanted to move the title off Jey. Survivor Series is one of the biggest events of the year, and the company has been building tension between Jey and his brother Jimmy. Jey hasn't exactly forgiven Jimmy or Roman Reigns for everything that's happened. Roman's manipulation and betrayals left deep wounds, and Jey isn't the type to let things go without serious resolution. Even though Jimmy has tried to patch things up, Jey is far from ready to play happy family. During the title match against Braun Breaker, Jey showed the heart of a true underdog babyface. He believed he could overcome the odds, but in the end, the interference from the Bloodline was too much. Jey losing the title was a tough pill to swallow for fans, especially considering how quickly it happened. The decision feels like a missed opportunity, especially because Braun didn't necessarily need to win the title at this point. There's an argument to be made that WWE could have booked things differently. Jey could have retained the title and continued to build his credibility as a single star. They could have avoided a direct rematch with Braun and still moved forward with the Bloodline storyline. In fact, I initially pitched an idea where Jey and Sami Zayn could have gone after the tag team championships. It would have made sense for the Bloodline to interfere in that match, costing them the titles, and setting the stage for their involvement at Survivor Series. Looking ahead to Survivor Series, WWE is likely building towards a 4-on-4 War Games match featuring members of the Bloodline. On one side, you might have Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and potentially a fourth member like Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn. Cody doesn't seem like the best fit for this role, given his ongoing storyline, but Sami Zayn makes a lot of sense. Sami's history with the Bloodline, especially his connection to Jey, would create a compelling dynamic. Bringing Sami back into the fold for Survivor Series would add emotional weight to the match. The decision to take the Intercontinental title off Jey so quickly feels questionable because it didn't have to happen this way. WWE could have allowed Jey to keep the title while still advancing the Bloodline narrative. There's no hard brand split in place right now, so Jey could have appeared on both Raw and SmackDown, defending his title and participating in the Bloodline storyline simultaneously. It's not like WWE hasn't blurred the lines between brands before. they've been flexible with brand splits under both Triple H and Vince McMahon, so having Jay work across both shows wouldn't have been a stretch. It's understandable that WWE wants to keep Jay involved with the Bloodline story, given the storyline's popularity and Roman Reigns' star power. Aligning Jay with Roman and Jimmy has its advantages, especially if they allow Jay to remain independent and not just a follower. The key to making this work is letting Jay stand on his own 2 feet. He needs to remain his own man, someone who can fight his battles without relying on Roman or Jimmy. The timing of these events is crucial, especially with Crown Jewel and Survivor Series approaching. Crown Jewel often serves as a platform for major storyline developments, and Survivor Series has historically been a turning point for long-term feuds. If WWE plays their cards right, this could be the beginning of something exciting for Jay. In the long run, being part of the Bloodline might benefit Jay more than holding the Intercontinental title would have. Aligning with Roman Reigns will undoubtedly elevate Jay's star power. However, it's essential that WWE gives Jay the freedom to grow as an individual within the group. He needs to be more than just another cog in the Bloodline machine. If they can strike that balance, this storyline could become one of the most memorable arcs in recent history. It's frustrating to see Jay lose the Intercontinental title so soon, especially since it felt like he was just starting to build momentum. But sometimes, WWE makes these decisions to serve a larger narrative. It's disappointing, but not entirely surprising. After all, WWE has always prioritized long-term storytelling, even if it means sacrificing short-term success for certain wrestlers. While I still wish Jay could have kept the title longer, I understand why WWE made the choice they did. They want to keep fans guessing and build anticipation for the next chapter of the Bloodline saga. And honestly, as frustrating as it is right now, it's also exciting to think about where the storyline might go next. At the end of the day, it's not my company, and WWE can book their shows however they see fit. As much as I might disagree with some of their decisions, I can't deny that they know how to keep people talking. And that's really what wrestling is all about, keeping fans engaged and invested in the stories being told. I still think there were better ways to handle the situation. Jay could have kept the title. Braun Breaker could have been built up for a later opportunity. And the Bloodline storyline could have continued to evolve without rushing things. But what's done is done. Now, it's up to WWE to make the most of the storylines they've set in motion. Thanks to everyone who made it through this video. I know I rambled a bit, but I had to get my thoughts out there. I've been feeling under the weather, but I powered through because I wanted to share this with you all. I appreciate you sticking with me, and I'll catch you in the next video.